you okay? Welcome to the show.
No, I'm not drunk.
Renee's already fallen for me.
Fallen for you. Oh, I fell for you a long time ago.
You look really good.
Thank
I like
you.
the new rental.
The new rental box is good.
I might make you keep that one.
Yeah.
Yep. You look very nice.
Hippy dippy chic.
Yeah, and then I don't know if we talked about it, but our boys at Aztec Chevrolet, you know, the truck I want right now is the GMC, right? That's the one I want. I want the Denali GMC. I would prefer a 2500, right? However,
Just putting it out there.
However, Aztec Chevrolet sends me a fun car to drive.
Yes.
And it's beautiful GMC Denali. So I need to do a video on it because I have a feeling if I do a video on it and it's already here in New Braunfels, somebody in the area is going to want it because trucks are flying off the shelf.
It's a pretty color too. You've never driven a car that color before.
It's a very good looking truck and I'm enjoying driving it. It's got a little more balls than my Silverado.
The cool rims.
It's very nice. So Aztec Chevrolet, I'm not falling for it. It is very close to the truck that I want, but it is leaning me in that direction. So thank you again to our friends at Aztec Chevrolet.
Now you've talked about it. Now the countdown begins. How long do you get to drive this truck?
I don't. Well, that's why
you just put yourself back in an Oldsmobile, baby.
That's why, I'm like, man, I want to do a video, but I'm like hesitating.
I know. I heard you call it. I heard you tell me the other day. Yeah, I'll make a video in a couple of days.
I'm holding back.
Let me drive this one to school, drop off a few more days.
I love the truck, but again, to our friends at Aztec Chevrolet, if you're going to buy a Chevrolet or a new vehicle, give our friends at Aztec Chevrolet a chance.
Yeah, and you said they bought Chief's vans, and the vans are already sold.
Yes, they bought Chief's vans, and then within a day they were sold. But again, you know, put Chief in touch with those guys, and immediately they handled business.
They were awesome.
They were very easy to work with. So, and then at oldsaltcoffee.com, guys, veteran owned, veteran operated. We have convinced them to do something very special. We are doing the pie challenge, and we have convinced them to do some coffee. And
for people who don't know, we did the pie challenge last year. And we sent pies to veterans for Thanksgiving, and people could donate, and we tallied who had more pies, me or you. I won, for the record, so I got to pie Steve in the face.
So this year helped me win, but so Old Salt Coffee and Rick have really been talking. You know, we're talking about a brand new company here, right? These guys are getting off the ground. They have beautiful packaging. They have a great product. They're veteran owned and operated. So we're trying to get creative in ways to, number one, get the word out for Old Salt Coffee.
Yeah.
And number two, how can that not only help the veterans that own the company, but continue to help other veterans?
Yeah.
Right. So we're working on that. I don't know how we went off on sponsors for the first 3 minutes. I apologize.
Because we like them.
We do like them. We love them. And lots to talk about this week. And I think the most heartbreaking part to talk about is...
what happened this morning?
Delilah.
Oh, Delilah.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, man. And one kid plus one kid does not make two kids. I will say it again.
That before.
It makes 14. And
do you remember before we had Delilah, when we were really trying to get pregnant, how our friends at daycare drop off would warn us when we were walking in sprightly with our one kiddo, well slept and looking good, and they'd be like, "It's hard."
Yeah, like, don't do it. Don't have another kid. It's great.
And I was like, it's not. It can't
it's
be that
great,
bad.
but don't have another kid.
Two of them, two of us.
No, it has been challenging, but very rewarding. But 3 nights ago, oh my gosh, man. I mean, screaming uncontrollably in the middle of the night. You know, Renae got up, went over there. And the crummy part is I had just gotten back from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I didn't sleep at all. So I got home, went on with my day.
Right. You travel super early in the morning.
It was Sunday.
And then that day you try not to nap or go to sleep, even though you're running on fumes, because you want to be able to go to bed with us at a normal hour.
So then I can start back on track. And then, not to mention, Sunday I get home, I cut the yard, I work around the house. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to work my butt off today. I'm going to go to bed early. Renae is rested, so she will handle Delilah for her occasional up at night. But oh my gosh, dude. Renae comes in at 4.
And you were so annoyed with me. I think you were like, what is the big deal? Just rock the child and put her back to sleep.
Renae comes to me and goes, Steve, I can't. She's like, and I could hear it in your voice where you were like, Steve, I don't know what's happening.
Something was very wrong.
And I went in there and oh my gosh, it was heartbreaking. She's throwing herself around. I mean, I'm holding her, Rick, and she's wailing in pain, like throwing herself to where if I'm not paying attention, she will throw herself out of my arms.
She's a little plump pumpkin right now, and she's
strong. You know, she's related to me. And we finally bring her to our bed because we're afraid that she's going to whale herself into the crib. She's going to whale herself off of mommy and fall onto the...
Well, I was going to sleep with her in her room because we have a day bed in there. And I was trying to stay over there so that you could actually get some sleep. There's no point in us both not sleeping.
I can't sleep because now I'm thinking, well, what if Renae falls asleep on the day bed and Delilah throws herself off of it?
Which is very possible on
right. So then I go over there and I'm like, just come and sleep. Turns out we take her to the doctor because we don't know what is going on.
I mean, she'd been snotty for a few days. And so with babies, it's so freaking hard because the snot can be a cold and the doctor's like, can't do anything for you, or virus just has to run its course, or she's getting teeth. Like, you just don't know.
I have severe allergies.
You do.
Garrett inherited my severe allergies. You know, part of the reasons I have these bags under my eyes is because I'm constantly crying from allergies.
Or your eyes are puffing up and going down,
then, you know, Garrett's got the same thing. My niece, Kylie, who our goddaughter, she's got the same thing. And so Delilah probably has bad allergies. So she's been snotty. And so anyway, whatever happened, I don't even know.
As you say that, I hear her crying in the background.
We're finally getting better, but I
called the doctor today.
Yeah, well, she ended up with a severe diaper rash. Is that what we would call it?
We think the snot turned into diarrhea, but y'all, it looks like I took this poor baby and like, when I called the doctor's office, I was like, can I please speak with the nurse? It did not hurt my child, but it looks like I took her little butt and sat her on like the stove burner or something.
It looks like on her lady parts that skin has been ripped off.
It's so bad.
Like it has been heartbreaking. It really has been heartbreaking. I want my little Texas tornado back, you know. I want that little happy baby, and we're getting there. We're doing everything we can to get her there. But gosh, it's heartbreaking, and it's definitely different than Garrett versus her.
Yeah.
You know, Garrett as a boy, it's like, all right, buddy, come on, you know. I know it hurts, but come on. Yeah. And with her, I'm like, how do I make it stop?
I also feel like, do you not remember, like, Garrett would be sick and we'd show up and the doctor would be like, oh, he has 2 ear infections. And we were like,
oh, no, yeah, Garrett's a soldier. Garrett's a soldier, man.
He didn't show us any signs.
That guy would not show you any signs. And they're like, oh my God, his ears are horrible. And we're like, he hasn't complained. He hasn't cried. He hasn't grabbed at him. Like, Garrett's...
Well, Delilah's wailing, so I'm at the doctor's office. And they're like, oh, her ears look great.
So that's how I came back from Atlanta.
I'm bummed we didn't get to go to Atlanta because Rick and Gigi were there.
Yeah, well...
I had major FOMO.
Well, and I'm always like, you know, Rick and Gigi are there with their old neighbors they're very good friends with. And they go, hey, we should do dinner together. And I always feel so bad because I'm the early dinner guy.
Let's go eat dinner at 5 when the restaurant opens up for dinner service.
Right. Yeah. Because I have to make it to the show. But it really turned out nice. We sat there and we joked around and we had a really nice meal. What was the name of the place, Rick?
South City?
South City. It was...
South City Kitchen.
We were... everything that everybody got.
Yeah.
Was phenomenal. Maybe the best fried chicken I've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh my, it was delicious. The food was great. The desserts were great. Service was awesome. And
I'm waiting on the pediatrician to call.
I know. You're on call.
Okay. So food was delicious.
And we just had a good time, and I was really excited for Rick and Gigi to see kind of the evolution of the set. Things we're working on, material that...
What'd you think, Rick?
It's hard to tell you what I think because it's going to seem like I'm pandering to you guys, but...
Pander, please pander.
Some of the best stuff I've heard you the storytelling was on point. I haven't seen your stuff, the last couple shows we did, we shot it, so I was in work mode. This was so good. So good. Just watching it with the crowd, seeing the reaction, seeing how you played off of them. It was phenomenal.
Well, that's what was fun about this weekend.
Yeah.
By all means, we did not sell out. Okay, Saturday sold out, both shows.
Yeah.
Friday, first show, sold out. But Thursday and late show Friday were light.
Yeah.
So there was kind of a chill vibe for me that, of course I'm going to give a great show. Of course I'm going to do awesome, but
it's just a different energy.
Different energy, and it kind of takes me back to the days when I was coming up, and there was this moment of I can experiment, I can do this, I can say that. So there's a level of comfort that I have when it's a small crowd, and it was just really, really cool.
You and a stool talking to him.
Almost, but yeah, very, in the living room kind of a feel, right? And I enjoyed it, and it makes me think that maybe I do need to go visit our friends at LOL Comedy Club on a Wednesday and pop in and do an open mic so that there is no pressure.
No one knows you're coming, yeah.
Man, I'm always so concerned about the dollar spent.
Well, especially now, right? In the COVID world.
I am so aware that people have chosen to make me their date night.
Yeah.
And my goal is for them to have the absolute maximum amount of enjoyment for their night out. Right? That's always my goal. And as a matter of fact, and
that's hard too. That's a lot of pressure because their expectations, and it depends on what club and what venue you're in. You don't have control over any of the rest of the experience, really. The only thing you have control over is the show you get up on stage and perform.
And I want people to know that I am professional. All right. I'm not going to walk up there drunk. I'm not going to walk up there with a bad attitude.
Yeah.
I'm going to go up there and I am going to do everything I can to make sure that the money you spent to watch my show feels well spent.
Yeah.
Right. That's my goal. So when I have a sold out crowd and I can't control it, there is some anxiety of, man, I really got to deliver.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that anxiety goes away when I have that small crowd.
Yeah.
There's more of maybe there's I'm not going to disappoint that many people. Maybe if I...
It's not an epic failure. Yeah.
But then you get people after the show that come up and go, hey, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Hey, that was really special and really honest and real and, Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I hope I can get to a point.
There's always something really cool about seeing someone whose work you really like in a small, intimate setting. Concert, whatever it is, musicians, And
of course, I meet everybody afterwards. We did a little, because it was light, we do a little Q&A, see if some material can't.
Any good questions come up? Like anything out of that? I feel like you usually get the same questions in every city.
Well, yeah, everybody wants to know where you are. Everybody's like, where's Captain Evil? And I'm like, well, she's raising babies, all right?
And I love Atlanta too. We haven't been in so long. It's a good city with the kids. There's lots of great things to do in Atlanta with the kids.
I was so impressed with the thing I was impressed with in Atlanta was the way that people dressed.
Yeah.
A lot of people came to the show very, very well dressed. And I'm not talking about like a polo shirt. I mean, some people came out, like the women came out in like evening gowns, and I mean very, very fancy. And
I like it.
And some men were
You can never be overdressed.
Yeah, some men were wearing some very nice suits. You know, so I was really impressed with Atlanta and the way that people dressed.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a great show. And there was also there's something about that comedy club that for me feels throwback.
Oh, even the green room, right? Like all the pictures on the wall and the memorabilia, right?
If you want a good comedy club experience, you want people as close to the stage, packed in like sardines. You want low ceilings.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, it feels like, that's what I was about to say. It feels like one of like an old New York comedy club, almost. Not when you approach it, but like once you're in it, it's got that same vibe.
And so, there's also that. There's also that feeling of, one of the best clubs in the country is Addison, where I started. The Addison Improv for the same reasons.
The
low ceilings.
Low
ceilings. The original room at the Comedy Store, right? Dark, low ceilings, 200 seats. And when that room is packed, 200 feels like 5,000.
Yeah.
So there's something really...
You're right. There's something about that feels like being in a basement in New York.
Another one of the great comedy clubs is Comedy Works.
Yeah.
The Comedy Works downtown Denver, which if you're watching this, I am in Denver right now because this comes out on Fridays.
But are you at the downtown location? No, you're at the other
I'm
location.
in the burbs. I'm in the burbs. I'm not a downtown comic.
Yeah.
I'm a suburb comic, right?
Yeah.
But the one downtown is actually in a basement. Again, low ceilings. It tears up. They pack them in.
What is that? Now you just said that. No. But I'm sorry. I'm going back to. I'm stuck on you were not a downtown comic. You were a suburb comic.
Well, I mean, look.
Why are you not a downtown comic?
Because
I'm a downtown kind of girl, and I like your comedy.
You better go downtown tonight.
Shut your mouth.
Tonight.
Shut your mouth.
Well, no, downtown is the cool, hip, younger kids, and the suburbs are where people like me and you live.
Am I not cool and hip? And I like your comedy.
You were old. You were old.
Don't call me
with
old.
2 kids.
No, there's definitely nothing happening downtown tonight. You just call me old.
There's nothing happening downtown tonight. No, I just think that my, the core family of ours is in the suburbs. They're raising kids, and to go, I would assume that they might work downtown.
Yeah.
But to go home, get a babysitter in the suburb, and then go all the way downtown.
Yeah. That's hard. You might as well get a hotel room and stay.
Right. It makes it difficult.
I hear you.
But we are getting ready for Garrett's 6th birthday party.
Yeah.
We're going big this year. Renee's not prepared. I know a lot of people have not RSVP'd, but I think it's going to be a madhouse.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be crazy. And we spent a lot of time talking to Garrett about welcoming people to his party.
That's what I'm concerned about, him getting a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And are you? I was gonna say, are you? Like, I feel like.
And I don't know if this is all kids, but Garrett seems to favor some, but completely ignore others. There's no in between, right? Like he's either I'm gonna play with these people and I love playing with these people, or I don't want to play with these people at all, and that kind of hurts my feelings, right? When I see that and I see kids come to a party or come over to play, and there's certain kids that are playing and the other kids kind of feel left out.
Well, it's hard when it's that many kids.
It is tough. So I also think that we should probably do some activities that includes all kids.
Yeah.
I
think I might need to sort of start prepping him for the things that might happen and how we'll handle those situations and how he should behave in those situations.
Well, and I talked to him too. I said, look, after you get all your gifts, whoever brings you a gift, because we have asked people not to bring a gift.
Yeah.
But if you get a gift, to make sure to say, hey, thank you. I'm appreciative, right? So really working on, getting Garrett to understand that, hey man, you're really lucky that these people came.
Yeah.
To
this birthday, because he's 6, he can write out his own thank you cards. So you're gonna have to help me push the importance of that this year.
Convince him to make sure that
Yeah.
he does send it out. And then, so I have been busting my butt trying to get this house in order. Okay, and then, that was another thing that we talk. I just think in life, we always want what we don't have.
Uh-huh.
Like we were talking about how, I'm constantly working.
Yes.
Right? And you're like, slow down, come inside, come relax. And I think
it's not that I'm like, come relax. It's that I think you both enjoy and busy yourself with projects outside. And we did a whole podcast episode about this once, and it's just come inside and spend a little time with Delilah.
And I have been doing a lot better with that.
Yes, you
have. I've been doing a lot better with that.
Oh, these last couple of days, you really helped.
I'm really doing a lot better with that. But I also want Garrett to see a man that works.
And we talked about how important that is, too.
That's important that Garrett, and not to mention, I put Garrett to work too. When I cleaned out the barn yesterday, and Garrett was like, "Can I go relax?" And I'm like, "No, we got work to do for your party," so that he understands that we don't just have a party. There's work that has to happen in order for you to have a party, and we got to clean the barn.
Yeah.
I mopped all 3,000 square feet yesterday.
Yeah.
But I made him come with me, help me clean, help me straighten out, so that he can see that, hey man, we're all getting ready for your party, and you're gonna have to get ready for your party too.
Yeah.
And you have responsibilities to getting ready for your party.
Yes.
So I just think sometimes you go, man, I just wish I had a husband that.
It's the pediatrician's office.
Okay, yeah, take it.
Okay.
Everybody understands. We all understand.
Hi, it's Renae. I took her off foods the last.
Renae and Nat right now is dealing with a pediatrician, folks. She's getting very serious. She's using her hands to communicate.
With her,
she's getting into it, talking details, making it happen. And I'm glad we're recording this, folks. That way, if we need to send this video so that people can see that she acts out when she talks, that person cannot see her.
I haven't given her Pedialyte.
But yet she uses her hands like the person is here. It's really interesting, folks, to see her head is down, which means that she is now listening very carefully, very intently, trying to find out what's going on. She gave a confident nod right there. That was a confident nod that she understands what is happening. She's definitely listening hard here, folks. I wish I could get her to listen to me as intently as she is listening to the pediatrician. She's on pure amino. Not to mention, it's very, very interesting to note that she is pausing and letting the pediatrician finish their thought before she jumps in. Now, we see that she treats the pediatrician much different than she treats her husband. Okay, she's there. She's wrapping it up, really learning what's going on. She's letting the pediatrician talk, which is, okay. She's confirming okay, but still letting her talk, letting her know I am still on the phone. Because when she's on the phone with me and I'm talking, sometimes I forget she's even there because she doesn't even acknowledge. I need an okay. I need a yes. I need a I understand. Here we go, folks. Pedialyte. Just Pedialyte for the next 24 hours.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.
And also, folks, if you notice there,
Rick, you can cut that out.
It was really cool to see her say thank you. It was cool. Obviously, she treats the pediatrician with much, much more respect than she treats her husband.
Well, they're more helpful.
Oh, okay. So what did she say? Pedialyte?
Pedialyte for 24 hours and nothing else.
Wow. She's going to be hungry.
Our little chunky monkey's going to be real hungry.
Yeah. She's going to be hungry.
She's going to be cranky.
Oh, no.
That's where we're at. Okay.
What are we talking about?
We were talking about Garrett's birthday party and him like helping out. So the next couple of days as I'm decorating, he actually really enjoys that part. I know that you're usually on the road when we do that stuff, but the decorating and the crafting, and he likes to do all that.
No, he definitely, he came up to me and he goes, Dad, I know you're a rodeo clown every single year, But
For Halloween.
For Halloween. But can we please do a family costume this year?
Dude, I got to order those things. We're like behind the ball.
Well,
did he convince you, or are you going to be a
we got
rodeo
to talk to him
clown again?
today.
Okay.
No, again, he came to me like a man and asked very nicely. And he said, "Could you please do a family costume with us, Dad?"
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do it.
Okay.
You know, I'm happy to do it. I'm gonna do it.
I do those mommy and me. I've been doing mommy and me costumes with him every year, and as long as he wants me to dress up with him, I'm gonna do it because those days are numbered, babe.
But he wants me to be Gomez Adams, and Gomez Adams
is tall and skinny.
Is tall and skinny. But I mean, there is the short, fat version in the cartoon.
I was going to say the cartoon. He's a little more plump.
Yep.
I think I think the neighbors are going to be Gomez and Morticia.
I know. That's why I don't want to do it.
So we'll be Gomez and I can't even say her name.
I don't know if maybe we can convince him to do something else.
Okay.
Really cool. Now, what I really want to do, and I sent you the picture. Oh. Delilah looks like Chris Farley, and Garrett looks like Patrick Swayze.
But he calls Delilah baby Chris Farley since she was itty bitty.
I would love to put Garrett and Delilah in the Chippendales outfits,
like the SNL sketch,
SNL.
the little tuxedo shirt and
it's the tuxedo, the bow,
the cuffs,
and the black pants and the cuffs.
But we can have Delilah topless. She needs a little shirt with the cut off sleeve.
Well, she's a little
before
baby.
He rips it off.
She's a little baby, you know. But I will, and I don't know. I was trying to think like when I bring this up, so let's not bring it up yet.
Okay.
What else do you have?
Well, you know what? I was thinking for Halloween, maybe Delilah would make a really cute baby Elton John. And maybe Garrett could be Michael Jackson. Maybe we could all be performers. Maybe. I could be Selena. No? Okay, not feeling
There's
it.
not a plump Selena.
If you guys...
Got her back. Got her back.
Not a plump Selena.
Got her back.
We're taking suggestions for family Halloween costumes.
Well, and we haven't done this in a very long time, so why don't we look at the comments?
Oh, you know what? Speaking of, I want to say thank you. We posted a video, and someone, I can't even remember which video of your stand-up it was, and someone posted, I wonder how his wife feels about this. And another person who clearly watches the podcast chimed in and was like, you should watch the podcast. She's on it. So thank you to whoever said that. That was really sweet. I appreciate it. But I haven't read the comments from last week's episode. Anything good?
No, it just, it's funny when people say you're everyone's marriage and everyday problems, because I'm glad that that's coming across, because, when we set out to do the podcast, and as a matter of fact, I was doing an interview for Denver, and the interviewee said, what sets your podcast apart from others, right? What makes your podcast special?
You said that was a really good interview. And I was like...
It was a great interview. And I think ultimately what sets our podcast apart is that we definitely try to be as honest and real as possible with our day-to-day, our struggles. I mean, last week, you could probably feel the tension. We were fighting...
Before and after the episode.
The episode, and we didn't...
Eek, now I'm like, I need to go back and watch it and read the comments.
But you know what? We didn't scrap it. We didn't say, okay, well, we're grumpy right now. We don't want to do it. We did it.
Yeah.
We sucked it up and we did it,
Yeah.
We are the perfect, imperfect couple.
Perfectly imperfect?
We are perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
Yes, so somebody suggests, yes, Renae, use the crock pot. Healthy meals are easy. Use a liner. You don't even have to clean much.
Ooh.
Steve is letting you know stress is not worth the healthy meal. Give yourself a pass. Even if every day, just enjoying your family. Abs are secondary. And they always have been in this family.
Clearly, abs are secondary in this family.
When you're stressing, just ask for a hug from Steve. See? Ask for a hug. You will feel better, I promise.
I kind of like that, because then if I ask for a hug, I'm like stressed without me having to say I'm stressed.
And then right here, 57, widowed at 26 with 3 kids, married at 30, no abs, but have hardworking man who I enjoy every day. I recommend giving Steve a blowjob often. What?
No, the comment does
on
not
a comment?
say that.
Well, thank
no,
you.
The comment does
that
not
was very
say that.
nice of you, Debbie, to suggest that for Renae. No, look, it's and especially this day and age, like time management is kind of one. But I feel like my life is in fast forward.
Yeah.
Right. We are finally settling into the home. Right. We're finally getting the house where.
Yeah.
But I'm also I'm not a procrastinator. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think I didn't want, that's why things have been moving so fast lately, because I didn't want our home to feel unfinished for long.
Yeah.
Right. I put in every day I'm home. It's where do you want this? You sometimes you walk into somebody's house and you're like, oh, you just moved in? And they're like, no, 8 months ago. And there's stuff on the floor. Things aren't hung.
Yeah.
I didn't want that. I wanted my house in order as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Right. So we're finally at a point where we're finally settling in. Right. Things are in place where they're supposed to be.
But you know what? The thing that no one told me, or I guess I just didn't realize, I thought that once Garrett started kindergarten, I was like, oh, he'll be at school from 8 to 3. That will be some relief. We'll get back into a rhythm. But holy hell, now it's mind clutter overload with this fundraiser and make sure this book is in his backpack. And we have this event on this day and parent volunteers for this. And don't forget to, it's so many little things.
Well, and this is one of those good and bad problems. Our elementary school, they asked for what they call hallway heroes.
Uh-huh.
Right? So you can volunteer as a dad or even a mom to go in and spend the day at the school.
Yeah.
Helping clean, helping teach, just being helpful, right?
Yes.
And it is amazing how many volunteers at our school. I mean, we are fighting to get a day. We're if you do not get on it, is that like that with you guys, Rick, at y'all school?
Yeah.
Gigi deals with all that, but for sure.
And I definitely want to be a part of the school. And I was like, man, you know what? I could do, every other Tuesday. I can't.
No, it's not available.
It is.
You snooze, you lose.
But it makes you realize how important, parents being involved is.
Yeah.
Right? Were there parents involved in elementary school when I was coming up? Yes, but not like this.
No.
Hallway heroes, it's 3 dads a day.
Yeah.
And that's just for our elementary school. So every day there's 3 dads, and that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Right? Every day there's 3 or 4 moms every day, However, I know that there's some parents that are taking up, weekly spots, and I think that those parents need to also, let's take a step back so that busy mom, that busy dad can actually get a day in.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, but then I guess at that point, just show up, right? Like I hear what you're saying. You want to be respectful of the system that the school. Yeah, I hear you. You want to be respectful of the system the school has in place.
And it is nice to go and spy on your child.
Well, yeah, that's why you do it.
Definitely good to
know what's going on.
To know what's going on at the school, but it is really nice to see that all these parents are volunteering.
Yeah.
Right. And it is cool to know that, and the cool thing is we know a lot of the parents. So Matt was there doing Hallway Heroes, and he sends a pic of Garrett at school. Hey guys, I'm here at school. I saw Garrett. He's doing great. You know, so it is really cool that and it makes you realize that it does take a community to raise good kids.
Yeah.
And the more that you are involved, and the more that other parents are involved, and I think that's one of the reasons we fell in love with this neighborhood is because the parents are very involved here.
Yeah.
And the parents all know each other. And it even though New Braunfels is not a small town, our neighborhood is like its own little community.
Yeah.
Right? The community pool where people socialize,
Yeah.
We all go to the same elementary school.
Yeah.
So it really is a community. It's one of the reasons that we didn't want to leave the neighborhood is because it really, and it just feels like most parents in our neighborhood are on the same page.
Yeah.
With kids being respectful, with the yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. And I tell all the parents that Garrett hangs out at.
Yeah.
I tell them, you have permission to discipline my child.
Yeah.
You have permission
That's a hard one
to
for
tell
me.
my kid that yes sir and no sir is expected.
Well, that I'm okay with.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I do agree with the whole "it takes a village" sentiment. But there are certain, I don't know, there's certain things where I feel like that's my job.
Look, I'm not saying don't yell at my kid.
Yeah.
Right? But you have every right to go, Garrett, we don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a no, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Garrett, inappropriate, right?
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm not talking about like, hey,
When
I
my
put your...
son's having dinner at your house and he burps at the table, you
Call him
can
out.
tell him that's gross.
Call him out, you know? I did fart on the other side of the house this morning so loud
Oh my God, that I heard it.
that you heard it across the house, and I was very proud of myself. And Garrett looked at me and was like, dude, you know, and it was pretty
And
awesome.
then tried to pawn it off on poor Delilah.
But I did cut the front yard today, and man, let me tell you, and I was trying not to bring it up.
Yeah.
Because too early, because it was a real moment.
Yeah.
It was I was cutting the yard on my zero turn, and a guy delivering roofing materials stopped, and he kind of waves me over, and I ride my lawnmower over there, and he goes, "Oh my God, Steve Trevino." And I go, "Hey man, how are you?" And he goes, "I just lost my wife 2 months ago to COVID." And he said, "We loved watching you together." And he goes, "I can't believe this is happening right now." He goes, "I cannot believe." He goes, "This is like a sign." He goes, "I can't believe that I'm talking to you right now."
Yeah.
He goes, "Me and my wife love," and this guy, 6'2", 6'3", handlebar mustache, tough, hardworking guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he comes to me and I end up giving him a hug
Yeah.
off of my lawnmower, and I told him, I said, "Man, stay strong." And he said, "I lost her to COVID." He goes, "I lost her to COVID." And he goes, "COVID's very real. And I'm not up here being political.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you a story." And he goes, "Steve, get vaccinated. I lost my wife, 38 years old." And it was, man, I mean, I felt him, and there's something, and when you see a grown man hurting like that,
Yeah.
it just hits you hard, and it hit me hard this morning. And I was like, and the crazy part, and my yard doesn't need to be cut, but I wanted to get that extra cut in before I go on the road so that it's perfect.
So you're not doing it before the party.
Right. So I'm not doing it before the party. And then I was debating when I was going to do it. I knew I was going to do it today.
Yeah.
Didn't know when. And I thought to myself, you know what? Before Chief gets here for my jiu-jitsu lesson,
Yeah.
man, I'm going to knock it out. And there's just something that in the universe,
Yeah.
I call it God.
Yeah.
You can call it whatever you want, that put me there for him.
Yeah.
And it was just a moment. And those are the moments that make me feel like we're doing something.
Yeah.
I live my life hoping to make a little bit of a difference. But I also, I talk about making a difference, and it drives me crazy when I see people in the streets holding a sign for days protesting, and it's like, couldn't you be doing something else with that time? I choose to spend my time raising money for veterans. I choose to spend my time trying to raise money to get pies. I try to use my time to find moments to be nice to somebody. To, we had a girl in Atlanta that came up to me and she said, we've had 3 miscarriages and we're trying so hard.
Yeah.
Thank you for that story today. And I gave her a big hug. And I don't care that there's 50 people behind her. I wanted to give her a moment.
Yeah.
Of kindness, of my time, and it's like, you sit here and you listen to people, with the protest and, well, Black Lives Matter. Okay, get off the street and go volunteer.
Yeah.
Go help. If you have 8 hours a day to stand in the street, you have 8 hours to donate your time to be a mentor, to go to the Boys and Girls Club, right?
Yeah.
To go be a tutor, to go do something,
Yeah.
And that's and if we all had...
the nature of protesting, right, is to get attention.
And get awareness.
And awareness for a cause.
I get it.
And there's validity to that too.
And that's very American. And you have the right to stand up as a people and say...
But I do understand your point, and what you're saying is let's get attention for our cause and then let's go do something.
Let's go do something about it, right? I have veterans.
Yeah.
I have veterans suffering every day. So I am going to go out there and I'm going to try to find a way to raise money that in turn helps them.
Yeah.
This year, Helicopters for Heroes is going to help U.S. vets out of Houston, Texas. 1 in every 9 veteran is a homeless person.
Yeah.
And what U.S. Vets does is they get veterans off the streets.
It's an incredible...
Oh, my gosh. They rehabilitate them. And they have an 80% success rate of getting our veterans off the streets as homeless people.
Yeah.
Right?
It's almost kind of like a halfway house for veterans in a sense, right? Like, or I shouldn't say halfway
transitional.
House, like a transitional home.
So we go out and we raise money so that people like you and U.S. Vets can have resources, right? So that I can somehow affect what's happening to our veterans, right?
Yeah.
But I'm actively working hard every day, right? We're putting together this pie challenge so that veteran at BAMC who got injured and their family is waiting for him to recover, I can show up there and go, hey, guess what? Here's a warm homemade pie for you and your family. Brought to you by the friends and family of Steve Trevino and Captain Evil. Yeah. Right? So it's important. I almost lost it there talking about our veterans. But you got to forgive me. I had a very emotional morning with that gentleman. And it was just really tough. And I can't imagine life without you.
Well, that's what gets me too, right? Is you feel for that person and what that must be like.
Yeah. Well, please, folks, be safe. We love you guys.
Thank you guys for tuning in every week and for sharing it.
What an episode. Do me a favor, please like and share. We really need you guys to share this podcast.
As we're like crying, please like and share.
It's like a fucking roller coaster. Why can't we just not do the podcast and I can suppress all the shit down in my soul and I don't have to deal with it. And I feel like talking about it really helps. So we want to thank you guys for joining us for yet another therapy session. You look beautiful as always, my love. And I didn't tell you last week because I hated you. And this week I love you again.
I love you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.